We're back. This is the Snuggle Edition, part 2. Well, guys, we will obviously talk more on members about astrology, monthly specifically. We've already posted on weekly and 48 hours. We've updated. You can check those videos out. Those are readings. We did overview some of the astrology, but yeah, we'll talk more about astrology on the monthly members eventually. But for the time being, I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but yeah, Aquarius this is an extension of the earlier Astro Chat. So if you're curious about what we're sort of stepping off from, please check out that part 1. But yeah, Aquarius is an air sign. It is ruled by the generational planet of Uranus, ancient ruler of Saturn. They're present ruler of Capricorn, Saturn is. We are talking about air. We're talking about kind of like a detached energy, right? Air energy in general is, we won't talk a lot about that, but just know that if you're feeling this like cooler, it feels very airy and light. It's kind of like an airy, light energy. This is like a generalization because there's so much going on in general with the birth chart of right now, today. But also your transits, how you are personally interpreting and how you are moving through these energies. What I'm getting, though, overall is that, as well, that Aquarius season is not necessarily like, oh my god, everybody, like, right now it's Aquarius season, we all have to be extremely integrated with that energy, okay, which means social and yang, 11th house, okay, thinking about our networks. No, it's a lot of it is a shadow work, especially with this is about knowing where are you maybe in or out of balance with this energy. Have you been too social lately? Is it at the detriment of how you feel? You're able to have time, for example, to really connect, okay, with your higher mind. Uranus is also about, insights, downloads, critical thinking. Do you feel you have too much going on that you actually cannot connect in the ways that you know that you can? Those of you who have a lot of Aquarius overlapping with other sign placements, let's back it up. Yeah, this is gonna be a moment of kind of like clarity. Like, oh wow, I've been kind of neglecting maybe, my Aquarius energy because of, these other things so-called that I've prioritized, but I realize those things don't need to be priorities. That's maybe a very particular message for somebody. But yeah, anyways, guys, don't feel like this has to be like, never is it. It's never just sun sign in Aquarius. You've got Venus sign, you've got Mars, everything is batoning over from the last season as well. And we're not yet out of that Capricorn energy entirely. So, yeah, those of you who may be wondering, it's a time of transition, change, contemplation, especially with the new moon energies coming up. This is a little awkward, I'm not gonna lie, especially climbing into the new moon. This is the need to sort of like introvert and introspect with these archetypes of Uranus, Aquarius, air, yang. Let's go. Some of you, like we said in part 1, like you may realize that you just are non-resonance with how you have seen others work with this energy. Some of you also may decide that it's time to really separate from certain thought groups. Some of you may also just find like this is just coming through like something or someone or some project very cheesy. It's not for you, and Aquarius is, like we're saying, kind of like that cold attached energy. If you were sort of in this nostalgia energy, okay, or this like hyper persistent energy of Capricorn of like, no, I can't let it go, I've been doing this for years, it's like, okay, but then something's like off. Aquarius is that energy to come through and just be like, it's time. Just break the news to them, just say it, do it. So it could kind of be like thunderbolt shock type factor, okay, energy of, well, we didn't see that coming. We didn't expect that. Maybe even you with yourself. It could be a moment where you're like, I'm not going to do things in my normal routine anymore. Okay, yeah, it's like, and that includes like with people dynamics. You thought I was that kind of person just because I did that for how many years? No, today is a new day. It's the dawn of a new day, and yeah, I'm not going back to my old ways. So you and everybody has the right to reincarnate themselves on the daily to, yeah, reinvest in their story. Well, not only that, but to regenerate how they experience their life. Okay, which means that you renew your perspective and you allow the old to fall away. So you may be realizing who doesn't really speak in that space with you. Of, yeah, I agree, let's innovate our lens. Okay. And you may just realize, wow, these people don't. I thought they were the coolest of the coolest cats. No, they don't have it. Okay, yeah, the higher mind. I hear like that again. Okay, of knowing also right or wrong. Maybe it's a moral thing, it's an ethic. It's always going to be, though, with Aquarius. It's not so much like Sagittarius, where there's literally like a grid. Uranus is more like, this is what I just staunchly believe, and I want to see this change happen. This is more of a progressive energy of, let's, yeah, we know it's awkward, but we believe that other people should see things also this way. So it is enterprising, but in its own way. It's encouraging. It's, yeah, but it's more controversial. Yeah. Anyway, so, but for some of you, yeah, and you're going to be shocking people. People are going to be like, wow, you may not even realize to what extent. Okay, but that's what we're here to do. This is what I'm hearing. We've been talking about this, yeah, for a few Astro Chats worth. As a lightworker, inherently, you do sort of have this inborn trait of the Uranian frequency. This is what I'm hearing from Spirit. We are in the age of Aquarius. Yeah, so, but now you're, some of you, you're more bold. Okay. Yeah, you're like, I shouldn't be ashamed of this. I hear that as well, That's clear as sacral. Some of you were like dealing with people who are making fun of you for believing in aliens. I'm hearing like that. Okay. Yeah, so, I don't know. Anyways, I'm hearing Ghostbusters. So who are you gonna call? Ghost. Is that how it goes? I don't. Is that the right song I'm thinking of? Anyways, yeah, it's like, so yeah, you guys, it's a space of you're a pioneer, and you're pioneering first with your weirdness, with your quirks. Okay, and now it's the time where you realize, I want to side with my so-called weirdness. I prefer, the currency is weird right now. So the more honest, okay, you are, okay, with your higher consciousness of weirdness, meaning what you just really want as well to see in yourself, not what you think other people want you to see in yourself, or what other people want to, yeah, that's clear. Expect to see in you. This is like, which was very Capricornian energy of just the last season. And we went through a lot of that with Mercury retro as well in Capricorn, simultaneous to the Sun in Capricorn, and Mars being quite strong in an Earth sign of Capricorn. Taurus specifically, Virgo's more mutable. With Mercury rulership, it was more like air domain with Virgo. But yeah, Virgo. With Virgo. But, yep, and Mars was retro in Gemini. It was, yeah, it got pretty weird back there, okay? And you most likely saw, and we said this in part 1, please check out part 1 if you feel this is a message that might be helpful. For you, and relevant to you right now, pertinent to you right now, there may be things that you just sort of completely you just check out, okay? And it's like, you could leave the contract, okay, behind, and, no, but, let's, yeah, some of you don't want to be involved in something anymore. It's like outdated. Some of you didn't even know to what extent you were still involved. Like, that's kind of what we're talking about. So this whole, like, it's like illumination of what really has been the reality of the situation. You may realize just how outdated certain people really are. Okay, you're gonna look past and beyond. Oh, but he's like a multimillionaire, or she's like, top Forbes, whatever. It's like, or they are like on the top hit list of the pop songs. Like, that's not the answer to your reality. Okay, yeah, that you're creating. Okay, you can find success by regurgitating someone else's algorithm of what success should look like. But when we're speaking of the Uranian energy that's coming in after this really strong retro season with Capricorn ruling, and so much of what has been recently with Jupiter as well, moving out of Aquarius into Pisces, and all of those alignments that hadn't been since the witch trials, right? In Salem, Massachusetts. This is a hefty time. Okay, this is a really, really serious time where it's like you're making groundbreaking, contract shattering, okay, karmic disconnections. Okay, and yeah, so let's go in third eye. And then this is generational karma that we're speaking of. So yeah, it's meant to be like a little bit uncomfortable. It's meant to be kind of like really like something you would rather skirt around. But I feel like this Uranian energy will help us in the sense that, like we said, you know, Aquarius is less in this attached energy of like, oh, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? Like, oh my God, like if I say this, if I do that, you know, it's more, you know, how you deduce and how you come down to your conclusions. So having experienced whatever you did and whatever you have experienced during Cap season and these retro cycles, which were long, right? Mars was freaking long. Mars was very long, and it's still in post-shadow retrograde until about March. But anyways, you know, what do you want to do about that now, right? So being a yang, air element, and I'm sorry if this is boring to anyone, but yeah, I was like, should we go on with a part 2? But yeah, Spirit's like, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it. Let me know if you guys like these astro chats, but hit the like button. I've been reading your comments, and they're all really lovely. Thank you so much for commenting. So yeah, as well. But for the most part, I mean, obviously we still have trolls every now and then, but anyways. So yeah, like, what are you gonna do about it now, right? So yang. Air, which is more of an active, it's a masculine propensity of how you express. But the interesting thing about Uranus is that it's kind of like, we're not really looking at like a methodical, I mean, it is in a way, but it's calculated. Yeah, Uranus is a calculated energy, strategic, it's cerebral, intellectual. However, it's more impulsive in its execution. So it's kind of like one of those moments where you just blurt something out and you're just like, I don't really know. I don't really understand how that may like relate to somebody else, but this is just what I feel. It's a little bit like Aries, Mars energy in that sense. Yeah, some of you, like, you may realize, like, when I get really deep in my shit, people think I'm kind of weird, you know? It's like, but that's part of what your driving momentum point is, okay? And that is the question right now of, you know, yeah, and don't worry, like, you'll be able to refine that later. We're about to step into, yeah, let's kind of say, well, okay, we'll talk about that maybe another time, but yeah, another time. We're broomy. Yeah, it's kind of like you're just getting into the cold water. You're just getting your feet wet, okay, with like really understanding, yeah, what you actually are passionate about. For some of you, you've been like cooped the fuck up in like some weird, okay, soul tie. Oh my God, I'm hearing something about the union. It got very messy, like, Some of you realize you're not actually attracted to someone. Some of you realize that you're not interested in someone's gender altogether. I don't know. There's something going on, okay, of a shift. And so, but yeah, part of it is like that quirky of how you just kind of do what you do, right? And there is a magnetism. Aquarius is known to just sort of be that cool, aloof, like, I'm not thinking really about what all of this means. I'm just gonna kind of express myself. And that's something that a lot of people love about Aquarius energy. But maybe you even like think back and you're like, wow, I can't believe I said that, I can't believe I did that, but then it's what felt right to you. And so you have your reasons, you have your persuasions, right? Moving through Capricorn season, you most likely realize things that just got out of hand even, and you're like, I can't go, all I know is I can't go on like this anymore. Okay, and so then now there was this sort of, it's almost this, it's not quite an outburst energy, but it is an expulsion. It's sort of like a it's a splattering of truth. This is how I'm seeing it. It's kind of like Yeah, it's like it's an epiphany. So some of you may even like on the spot like make decisions based on what you're realizing, and like in a matter of minutes or seconds, especially now that Mercury has gone direct, and same with Mars. But again, we still have post shadow retro grade, have both. Let's back it up. Some of you also realizing what is just boring you out of your brain cells, boring you out of your mind. It's like some of you're like, I need a vacation to Bora Bora is more like it. Oh, I'm tired of bored. I need a bit more of Bora, and I'm gonna feel like Dora the Explorer. I hope. It's Dr. Seuss. So anyways, you're just like, yeah, maybe that's gonna hurt someone's feelings, but like you have to just say it the way it is. Like, I need a break. I hear it like that. Anyways, I'm seeing sea turtles here. Something maybe about like an island, but maybe it's the opposite for others, right? It's like, well, I'm bored of Bora. It's like I've been here for like hours. Okay, so maybe everyone has a different attention span. Maybe you are someone who really needs a dynamic interface here, and maybe you realize like the setting doesn't work for you. Like a classic situation would be you're just in the wrong career field, for example. It's like, I can't do this 9 to 5, or I cannot sit in this chair, and like, something like that. But again, the way that you deliver that, but even between you to you is kind of, but the thing is that some people may be observing how you're moving through, and that's life, right? People observe how you move through your own life. So some people may kind of have weird reactions, like, oh, you're not part of our club anymore? What? It's like, I didn't know this was a club. Sorry, bye, yes. Like, no, I'm not in the club. Okay, clubs are toxic. Yeah. So that may be kind of triggering, but why should we have a club, It's club you, it's club me. Okay, so the question is, do we appreciate each other? Can we say, oh, okay, I appreciate like what you got going on, but that doesn't mean I have to like join your club. Even if I do, let's say, understand what it is that you got going on and I can resonate with that, doesn't mean that we have to like sign some sort of like law, I'm here petition or program to participate in that reality together. And that's very Uranian. That's very much, it's like some of you, listen, this may be a metaphor, this may be parallelism to marriage. It's like some of you may realize I can't be in a marriage. This is not for me. I don't want to be in a, this is the example. Maybe you don't believe in constitutionalized bonds. You're realizing it's like, why, you're questioning something here for some of you. Okay. Anyways, guys, I don't want to bore y'all, so maybe we'll do like a part 3 later. Anything that was limiting. Okay, that had a capacity threshold where otherwise there could be a lot more excitement. And some of you will realize this could be so much better if I just approached it in this other way. Some of you also something about family, about children. Maybe you may realize like something is just, it's not something really like, it's not really something that you can approach in the way that you would like to approach. It's not, maybe for some of you you're realizing like, for example, I love family, but I can't be my full self with them, or throat chakra, but I can't quite see us like manifesting together for some. Some of you may need to just kind of take a solo trip. This is a general video, please talk to your first practitioner before making any major lifestyle decisions. However, you may realize, like, I think I'm more like of an independent person. Okay, maybe I don't want to think like of myself as like hooked to anyone. Okay, by way of any reasoning, be it a contract. Some of you want to become like a vagabond, you want to be like a traveler. Some of you, that's a metaphor, you want to be like getting more into metaphysics, possibly the occult. Some of you may realize like your line of career work is getting stale, and if it's not incorporating the access to your higher consciousness and your higher mind, then it's not really, it's outdated kind of. So some of you may want to literally like relate more your work to ascension. That's what I'm getting for some. So yeah, major downloads coming in for many. Anything else? Yeah, some of you, yeah. Some of you, it's like relatives who are just super close-minded. For some of you dealing with trolls, I hope it's not the case, but well, hey, I mean, yeah, Aquarius can really speak of society, right? Like the outward society. So with that comes you meeting a lot of different people, and a lot of them are people, yeah, that you are not at all like similar to. Okay, so I would never say that to someone like, oh, but they just commented that on my page. Yeah, all kinds of people. Yeah, those of you who are really expanding with your fame or whatever, yeah, you'll be like kind of getting a taste of, yeah, what is out there. So, anyways, you may just sort of like realize that certain people here, you know, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And that's again what we're saying with the whole balance of Aquarius rather than, yeah, more Aquarius the better. Let's just get more and more famous. Maybe some of you are like, well, what is fame to me? Okay, you could have 5, like, let's make an example. If let's just literally talk networking, you could have one friend who is, let's say the equivalent of Elon Musk in your industry, okay? Versus, you could have like 10, okay, pals who don't know a shit lick of whatever you're talking about in your industry, okay? You know what, scratch that, make it 500. I mean, which one would you take? So it's like some of you are just refining it and you're saying more is not better. And that could be an energy thing too. It's like, what's going to allow me to ascend? Some of you are releasing certain people in your actual line of work. I'm hearing clients. We'll see in the next